Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be obviously a preview of the Celtic Aberdeen Cup semi-final, which will be live on BBC, free to air. Kick-off 12:30, coverage starting at 12. You can also watch it on BBC iPlayer, and you can also watch it if you want to watch it on Premier Sports, which is what Viaplay used to be called before it changed its coverage of Scottish football. Before we crack on with the video, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this video and the other videos on the channel, do please click that subscribe button and get the numbers up towards 500, which would then allow the channel to expand further. And if you like the video, please do click the like button, and as always, do pop your pleasant, polite, constructive, informative comments into the comment section, and I'll reply as quick as we can, and we can have a wee bit of a chat, debate amongst like-minded Celtic fans. Now, so Celtic are going for yet another cup final. We have an excellent record against Aberdeen over the last 10 games with 9 wins and 1 draw. That draw, of course, being the 1-1 draw in Aberdeen in February. A game in which Nicholas Kuhn scored his first Celtic goal. A rather disappointing game. Celtic well on top for much of the game. However, we gave away a rather sloppy goal to Majowski, mostly due to Scales and Burnaby massively overcommitting up the left side in attack and being totally outpaced to get back, and was rather poor defensive work by Scales and Burnaby that left us exposed. We missed quite a number of chances in the game. Kuhn came on as a sub and did score his first goal via a deflection, and we did have the chances to win the game, but it was one of those days and a disappointing performance. So I put more store in our 6-0 win at Celtic Park back in November and our 3-1 win away at the start of the season in August on a wonderful sunny Aberdeen day. So, fully expect Celtic to come through tomorrow in the semi-final. Can see Aberdeen lining up quite defensively, trying to hit Celtic on the break using the pace and strength of Majowski, with their midfield coming through to support him. I think with CCV in our defence, he'll keep Majowski under control, and I don't see Aberdeen being as big a threat this time as they were back in February. And so I'm going for a 3-0 win for Celtic tomorrow. Celtic do actually have a good record against Aberdeen in terms of goals scored and clean sheets. And over the last 10 games, Celtic have scored 29 goals against Aberdeen, with 6 goals conceded, and over those 10 games, 5 clean sheets. So that's why I'm quite confidently predicting Celtic doing well defensively now that CCV is back into good fitness and good form. Joe Hart looking much more confident and assured in defence, and backed up by the recent stats of 5 clean sheets in the last 10, 9 wins and 1 draw in the last 10. So in terms of the lineup for tomorrow, Rodgers has, it would look like, 3 places where he's going to need to do a bit of thinking. Who is going to partner CCV in central defence, whether to risk Callum McGregor from the start or to keep on using Tomoki Iwata with McGregor off the bench, and who to play on the left side of attack in replacement for Dyson Maida over the course of this game and the rest of the season. So this is going to be my predicted lineup. Joe Hart in goals, Alistair Johnston at right back, Cameron Carter-Vickers on the right side of central defence, partnered by Mike Nawrocki, and Greg Taylor on the left. I think with Scales having missed last week's game with his adductor strain, I don't think Rodgers is going to want to risk bringing back Scales early. What with the 5 games still to go in the league campaign over a fairly intense period, and then also the cup final, hopefully at the end of that time. And so I think, given that Nawrocki, after a slightly shaky start last week at St Mirren, had a good game, and that he and CCV do blend well together, Nawrocki has better distribution, better ability in the air, and better on the ground, and for me also better pace to get back, both of which could be useful against Aberdeen tomorrow. And I suspect that Rodgers will go again with Nawrocki, and I expect, if all goes well tomorrow, Nawrocki is going to be the partner for CCV for the rest of the season, fitness permitting. In midfield, I think he will go with bringing Cal McGregor back from the start, whilst obviously having the backup of Tomoki Iwata and Paolo Bernardo on the bench to come on and replace him midway through the game, 60 minutes or so. I think McGregor's had 2 weeks of good quality training. He looked much sharper last week against St Mirren, rather than the rather tired, slow performance he put in against Rangers. So McGregor to start in the number 6 role, with Matt O'Reilly and Rio Atati just in front of him. On the right, I think he's going to go again with Nicholas Kuhn. On the left will be Luis Palma. Other options, of course, would have been Yang on the left, but he hadn't got the best game last week against St Mirren. And I do feel that Yang, at this point in his career, is best coming off the bench to use his pace and attack. And the other option, of course, on the left would have been to use James Forrest. I think he, similar to Yang, at this stage in his career, which is the opposite end of the career for James Forrest, in that he is in, I would guess, his last year or second to last year for Celtic. I think, again, he's best coming off the bench. He's had a couple of starts for Celtic this season and has looked rather ineffectual and lacking creativity and pace. However, he's had several very good late substitution performances, scoring some goals, such against Ross County, and I thought he looked very sharp last week against St Mirren for the last 10 minutes or so, helping create the third goal that day, along with Luis Palma for Adam Ida to score with that header late in the game against St Mirren. So, just to summarise, Hart and goals, Johnson, Carter-Vickers, Nawrocki, Taylor as the back 4, midfield, McGregor, Hatate and O'Reilly, and up front, Kuhn, Palma with Kyogo Furuhashi through the middle. Other option through the middle, of course, would have been Adam Ida. I think either option will work really well. I think Ida has proven that he is a Celtic quality player, good enough to play in Scotland, and I expect Celtic will sign him in the summer, as long as Norwich's asking price isn't too ridiculous, and that Kyogo, Ida, and a new third striker will fit in together as Celtic's partnership for next season in Scotland and in Europe. And I suspect that as a result, O will be sent out on loan for the season, maybe to another Scottish Premiership team or to an English Championship team, to give him a good series of top quality starts under his belt, and bring him then back to the club with the benefit of regular starts, which he's been unable to get at Celtic, although his goals per minute ratio is actually very impressive. Not quite so good as Adam does so far in his career at Celtic, but better than Kyogo, although to balance that out, Kyogo is the usual starter, and so his amount of minutes and his amount of minutes in the hardest games is higher for Kyogo, which balances out. O typically comes on as a late sub, apart from around about half a dozen starts for Celtic over his career so far. So that just about finishes things off for the Aberdeen Celtic preview. I see Celtic coming out strong, nice and early, getting Aberdeen under control. Hopefully we can get a goal in the first 10-15 minutes, calm any nerves. I think the longer that Aberdeen team stay in the game, the more chance they have of hitting us on the break. However, what we did see last week in the St Mirren match is, although things didn't go terribly well in the first half, Celtic were able to come out firing on all cylinders for the second half. Much improved performance in the second half, and we will have players to come off the bench who can make a difference, such as Bernardo and Forrest and Yang and Ida, and also players that potentially can shore things up, such as Ralston and Tomoki Iwata, and hopefully Rodgers goes for Lagerbielke, but I suspect he'll probably go for Welsh as his second defender, giving Liam Scales a bit of more time to recover from his upper leg injury. No other transfer news or contract news or other news regarding Celtic today. And so we'll leave things at that point there. And just a wee reminder, if you are new to the channel and you've enjoyed the video, please do click the subscribe button. If you've liked the video, please do all click the like button and do pop your comments into the comment section, keeping them polite, informative, etc. Depending on how things pan out over the rest of the day in terms of Celtic news conferences or any other news, I may do a wee update video tomorrow morning just prior to the Cup match at 12:30 kickoff. Otherwise, we'll do a post-match review on Sunday morning once I've had the ability to digest all the various different TV highlights and online reports and other such Celtic news. So for today, goodbye. Good luck, Celtic, in your Cup semi-final tomorrow against Aberdeen. And hail, hail.